Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, today's video I want to start working on my tags that I'm going to use to actually hold some little Christmas messages and some gifts and the odd letter that'll be tucked in behind the fabric component of the tag. So what I want to use is Rachel's new kit. I've backed the tags from her kit onto some card. And on this side is going to be where I'm going to collage a fabric tag. So what I might do is, I think today I just want to get the background started, a neutral background stitched on, and then I can come back and sort of focus on some of the feature pieces that may go on the tag. So I've never done this before and I'm thinking through the process in my head, so I hope it will all work. What I'm going to do first is just draw around the tag so that I know my boundaries. Now I'm going to allow for a little overhang so that I would potentially cut this tag out here, then I'd get this little edge. So I've just got myself a piece of scrap calico or muslin if you're in America. That's going to be my base. So we'll see how many I can sketch onto here. So it's like a mass make. I think it'll save a lot of time. Plus I've got a decent sized piece of fabric to have in my hand for the stitching. So I'm just going to trace around the perimeter of the tag, as I said, just to sort of give me a bit of an idea of boundaries. Okay, looks like I'll get one more. Will I get two? No. One more. All right, this will be a good start if I can get 4 backgrounds done. That would be great. Okay, so I can pop the tags away. We don't need them now. And now it's just a case of grabbing some scraps out and seeing what I can lay down to sort of collage this together a little bit. So I might just separate them a little bit. I might, the camera's a bit off. I might come up. Whoops. Let's come out a little bit so you can sort of see some of the scraps I've got. There's a bit of everything here. Now they won't need to be very big pieces because we don't have a lot of space. But I'm going to try and get different types of textures if I can. And just lay them down. I'm not going to overthink this. I've got some doilies here as well, so we'll have a little look. This is some cotton. Before I stitch them down too, I will need to rough them up a bit, like fray them a little bit, I think. Let's just lay that down there. I don't know where this is going to lead us. This is quite a random. I'm going to grab this little doily I've been cutting into for some time. So I just like some of the details that are on it. There's little triangles, little squares. There's this fine crocheting work. Then there's these medallions. I really like them. So I'm just going to snip a few bits and pieces out. And we'll see where this goes. That one's very similar to that. Do I have another fabric that I could bring in there? Here's another doily that the center, I've been snipping around the outer edge, but we've got this centerpiece that's got the tiniest little shape in the fabric. So it'd be great to find a home for some of these little pieces. Let's just snip them down. I think the trick to this will be just having lots of little elements that can be just picked up and laid down. That little bit of linen could go in behind there. Let's cut that out. They're not very exciting at the moment because it's just getting our base down, but I think it'll come together. Just a bit of a nice scrappy background. Goodness knows what I'm going to use as features. I haven't sort of thought that far. I might try and get up into that top. Need something to lie underneath that. Well, I put some wool there. Sort of feel like that's a bit too piece of little piece of that maybe. Oops, there goes my phone. Getting to that time of the day when businesses are starting to open. I've got a busy day today planned. I've got to get on the road and deliver stock to our stores, customer orders and, you know, supplies. So I'm sitting here in my uniform waiting to jump in the car and go. I might just leave the lace for now. I guess until I know what the little feature is going to be, I think I'm going to leave it at that and just get the textures in the background done, because I'd hate to go to the effort of stitching a lace into position and it's sort of not in the right spot. So I'm just going to keep it simple and just lay down the backgrounds. Now I'm involved in a swap as well. So one of these tags will end up going towards that. All right, let's move along to the next one. Let's get some fabrics down. Might get that up into there. There's a piece. Lay that there. That one there. Good thing about this collaging is you just never know where the piece will go. Let's lay that there and that there like that. Yeah, I like that. I guess I'm sort of thinking about my feature piece, and then in this scenario, my feeling would be my feature piece will go here, and in this one it would go here. So I guess there is a little bit of thought going into this. What the feature piece will be another thing. I just don't know. And I'm going to invisible stitch this down for now because I also don't know what type of edging and decorative stitching I will need to do. So I think it's going to be a case of just get the fabric attached and then go from there. So it might come together a little bit quicker. Starting to get into a bit of a rhythm, I think. Might bring that one right up. What have we got here? A little bit more of this would be good. And I guess depending on what we use as the feature piece, we can always add more to really help bring colour in, because I grabbed these little bits and pieces as well. But until I know the feature piece, I'm sort of thinking I won't go down that rabbit hole yet. I might put a piece of that through. I need a bigger pair of scissors here. There they are. Just so I can cut in one movement more so. I'm going to snip that off and just... Oh, I love the feeling of these fabrics. They're from Rachel in one of her packs. It was a pack I purchased some time ago, so I'm just not sure if these types of fabrics are still available. Because, you know, when you're hunting for things at antique markets and suppliers of such things, sometimes you'll have a heap of it and then it just disappears. So if you do see something in my video that you love, and I do mention Rachel's pack, just be aware that packs change. They just have to. It's sort of supply and then it's sold. Okay. So that's great. These are coming together quite well. Let's get a little bit more fabric. I need some more of that nice linen. Let's see if I can get a little rectangle out of here. It's so soft. It's got that nice, soft, worn feel. It's beautiful. A little guy can go there. It's another piece. That can stitch in there. And what else have we got? Maybe we get a little bit of this linen here. It's very similar to that one. So I might use the bigger piece. And find something else. I'm just going to lean over my table and see what else I've got here. I've got some of this linen. This would be good. Let's get... This came off of a Christmas stocking that I took components from the artwork that was on the front of the Christmas stocking. You can see the shape of it. But what it's left me is this gorgeous loose weave linen as well. So sort of the gift that keeps giving, so to speak. So I'm going to pop a few pieces of this in. There we go. Yeah, I like that. few little pins in the few key spots. I think what I'll do is definitely the invisible stitch. I might do a little bit of overcast stitch, especially things like this that are a very loose weave, so they fray. So it won't hurt just to whiz around the outside of them just to sort of secure the fabric. There we go. There's our bases done for our tags. So I might just jump up, go to my pile over there of bits and pieces and see if I can find another piece of the calico so we can do some more. Hold that thought. Here we go. There's another one. So I need, once again, my tag as my template. Oh, this fabric is so warped. You see that? Just going to give it a bit of a stretch. Might be just a case of it was a bit tight on the big loom and the fabrics have twisted, or the threads have twisted. That's a little bit better, but it's fine for this type of project. If you were doing some quilting with it or something, it'd be a bit of a reject because you'd be forever fighting the fabric. It'd be wanting to twist on you. But being a background, oops, I drew on the tag. Oh well. Luckily heat, oops, removes my scribble mark that I just did. Okay. It's a little bit crooked, but that's all right. I think I counted just for my family and friends Christmas gifts. I need about 10. But it won't hurt to have a few extra because you just never know when suddenly you're at a friend's place for a quick pre-Christmas catch-up and you decide to take a box of chocolates or some flowers to have a few Christmas tags that you've handmade in your pile of tricks is not a bad thing. Now, let's have a little look. Can you see clearly? You can see more of my legs than you can of my work. It was a bit of a rush this morning. I've been hand sewing, enjoying the coffee and just relaxing, and I didn't have plans to make a video. I was having a bit of a break, a creative break, and then as I sort of became more awake and started sort of thinking about the tags, and then I realised that I was probably an hour ahead of time. So I thought, oh, I might just jump on the camera, show you this, and then I can sort of carry on stitching these down. But at least, you know, we're making some progress on the project because the month is marching on, isn't it? Crazy. I'm leaving the edge that is on this. It just creates a little bit of interest. Having said that, I'm about to, oh no, looks a bit too boxy. I might actually do that and just layer that like that. And I need something to tuck through the back. I might cut a little bit more fabric off of this. I think by keeping everything really neutral is going to be really good, because we can sort of just go wherever and they'll be stitched, ready to go. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit boxy, but I don't think that minds. I don't mind straight edges like that, because then you can come back and do things like a little bit of lace in there, you know, just to add more detail and layers. So I'm going to pin that one. I think that will be fine. There goes my phone again, beeping away. That'll be the store staff. The store's starting to send me my to-do list. Can you bring this? Can you get this? I'm out of this. And there's like shopping bags to put purchases in, tissue paper to wrap up little treasures that customers purchase, cleaning products, all of those fun things. I plan to do a video of the stores today too, just to show you guys a bit of a view of how the stores came together. There was a video posted way back where I need some more fabric, where I showed you pre-Christmas, sort of us getting ready, decorating trees and, you know, getting everything in position. So now all the stock is in, and the stores look amazing. So I want to do another walkthrough. So what I'll do is I will film that today and then post it. So I'll post it around this video, so then what I'm promising actually happens pretty much straight away. So you'll see this video, and then tomorrow you'll see a store walkthrough. Yeah. So I'm trying not to overthink this. I'm literally just throwing these down. As long as they're a little bit interesting, some of it might get covered up in the end. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just creating... there goes my phone again. I might actually... No, it's still early. They won't be calling me. But they're certainly starting to... Might just rip that. So if you make snippet rolls, or you've made something along those lines that you use as belly bands in journals, or, you know, just as decorating elements, this is the same sort of principle. It's yeah, just putting together just bits and pieces. I so want to use that, but not yet. I know it'll go somewhere, but not yet. So this, yeah, what am I trying to say? This is the same principle. It's just about laying down bits and pieces. Can't believe I'm using some of these precious fabrics that I've been hoarding. I think Christmas is a perfect time to get rid of them and give them to people that are in your circle, so that you can have a chat to them about what it is that you've just popped in their parcel. Because once people start to realize, you know, all of these little treasures, it's really lovely. I'll move that to there. Okay, let's pin him. How are we going for time? Perfect. Okay. All right. piece up there while we've got it in our hands. Gone quiet. Really enjoying this because I'm not having to think too much, which is always a good thing, isn't it? When it's just lay it down. Okay, just need, could even use a little bit of calico. There's a little piece that was just sitting there looking at me. Now I'll pin that. That's looking pretty good. Well, at least this is going to give me a little bit of mindless stitching. Then what I'll do for the next video is I'll try and gather up some bits and pieces to use as features. So the top of my head, I'm thinking definitely doily bits. And then I might go through some embroideries and see if I can find some little elements that we can use to sort of start embellishing. And then around that, I haven't finished this one, around that will be some little stitches and mark making and whatever takes our fancy. So how many have we done? There's 4 there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How are we going for time? Plenty of time. So I think I'll see if I can find another piece of scrap calico and do a few more. Because like I said, they're handy to have. Even if I don't use them all this year, they'll just go in my Christmas stash. Need a little bit more. What else is in my box of tricks? I'm getting bored with those fabrics. Let me just have a little look. Got a little bit of cotton here from a little piece. I've got some little bit of music. That'd be a bit of fun. We could go back and put a bit of music on. This piece here, some very soft cotton. I'm not a lover of really soft fabrics for this stage. They tend to wriggle around too much when you're stitching. Let's see what else we got here. So I tend to stay away from soft, mushy cottons like old handkerchiefs and old doilies that are very, very thin. You're just making it harder for yourself to stitch them. But they are gorgeous. They're really good for making little ruffled areas. You know, where you scrunch it up and then pop a few little stitches in amongst it. Perfect for that because it's lightweight. So I definitely like this music. So we might keep that to one side so when we start building our features, we can use this music. So it's like what we would do with book page, just like a neutral something text related that we can use to put down a base with. Okay, so that's that lot done. yeah, I'm happy with those. Bit of everything there. All right, let's grab some more fabric. I should have prepared this earlier. Okay, so I've got my box of calico bits here, and I think there'd be at least some tags in amongst this. Let's just sketch that. Might as well use them, hey? I'll get 2 for sure on this. I think that brings me up to a dozen, which would be pretty close to what I need. Okay, so we can cut that off of there. There may even be some fabrics in here that I could pull out. See, that's real soft too. We'll leave it out as part of maybe scrunching. Oh, here's some mustard. Oh, I like that. I like when you dig down to the bottom of your box of tricks and you find fabrics that you have used in previous projects, but like some time ago. So it's like nearly a little trip down. There's some lace. We'll get that out of there. It's like a trip down memory lane. I think most of this is just muslin, mind you, or calico. There are a few little random pieces in there. Okay. I've been thinking about storage of stuff. And I really, you know, when you get to a point in your craft room when you're like, time to revisit the storage of stuff. That's how I feel at the moment. I just feel like I need to organise. Might be because it's coming to the end of the year. So I've got these containers that I probably have about 5 of them, and I use them a lot. So I'm thinking that that's something that probably is working for me. So I've managed to find some online that were on sale. Now they usually sell for $29.95 to $24.95, sometimes $34.95. That's sort of the price bracket. And for you Aussie girls, Riot Craft had a bit of a sale on them. I don't know if there's any left now as I make this video because it's been a day or so. And I thought I'm going to grab some because they're obviously working for me because I'm still quite positive about using them. So I've ordered a dozen of them, and I'm thinking of using them to sort of categorize my scraps and elements that I use because they just seem to be working for me there. They hold scrapbook paper, so they're big enough to hold 12 by 12s. Let me show you what I'm talking about. These things. There's a few different brands out there. They've got the clips on the side. They're about 30 centimetres square, about 8.5 centimetres deep. So they hold a lot of paper, and they're also holding fabrics for me. And I like how I can just grab them and go, or take them to an area in on my craft table and work with them, and then just close the lid because it's like a big space to dig in and make a mess, and then lid goes down. So I know Spotlight have them, their brand, and I know these ones were at Riot Craft. So I've ordered 12 of them. So I'm going to do a bit of a paper, a lace, a basic fabrics sorting. But then I also want to sort by person that I purchase from, because a lot of these paper pack, not paper packs as much, but fabric packs that I impulse purchase, like thanks Lisa from Forage. She puts beautiful packs together, and Vintage Blend Studios, beautiful packs. So I sort of would like to sort them according to the designer that put them together. That way, if I want more in the future, I'm sort of already there with realizing where we're at with whom may have had it. And I did say that that fabric's very thin, and I don't really like using it. Hello, Casper. But I'm going to use it because it's sitting here. So that's the plan. I'm getting to a point where I need to start organizing again. Yeah, that's better. It's hard not to overthink it. Like, you could fiddle with this for ages and you just can't. You've just got to stop yourself and say, no, that's where that's going to lay. Otherwise, you will go round and round and round. And I guess the main thing I'm looking for is just lines of which I can tuck something under or overstitch. I'm more interested in all of these lines, to be honest. More so than even the fabrics. I know that sounds crazy, but it's how the brain works for me. I'm going to pull that over and that cluster to the opposite side. See, I'm fiddling. It's my last one, so I'm fiddling. So yeah, the plan is to shred my room into these containers. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned I'm in the process of building a house and going to move from Brisbane to the beach. I'm moving out of the city. I've done my time. It's time to move away. So I'm thinking about my new craft room a lot at the moment, and I'm just patting Casper. You can see my hand going under the table. He's cruising around here. So I'm thinking a lot about, don't like that piece, how I'm going to store things in the next room. And I have deliberately not built any racking, shelving, anything. I've just got empty cupboard spaces or wardrobe spaces with sliding doors on them, so that I can just, I guess, create this shelving when I'm there and when I know what I want. I just can't get this one to come together. Don't like that. Need something to come up that side that just covers it all. Yeah, so I'm thinking these storage containers might be just the trick. That way I can just get normal wardrobe shelving put in when I'm ready. And I can use those containers as my guide to the height and depth and all of that. I just can't quite get this one to work. Might just lift that base one up a bit. I think that's my trouble. I'm seeing all these fabrics. I need to see more of that guy. I can tuck that little note. I might better get rid of this guy down there. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm thinking I can get some storage solutions happening now. I'm probably 12 months away from actually moving, but the builder has started. Due to all the delays that are around at the moment, goodness knows when we'll actually get the front door key, and then it's a case of I need to, you know, find the time to move. But I am putting a bit of thought now into storage solutions and how I can use my space to sort of get maximum opportunities to store stuff. That one's really layered. I feel like this second one here I did is a little bit skimpy. There you go. I'll put that there. That sort of feels like it's given me a little bit more. So I've got 12 of these containers on their way. And being that they were $9.95, that is a $20 saving per container. And I was going to order like 2 or 3. Then when I saw the price, I'm like, oh no, let's go hard. We like them. I was just about to throw in the bin this morsel. My goodness sakes. I need to keep those because when we get to the next stage of layering, we may need some little elements just to sort of help us build it up a little bit more. So I'm going to keep that out. I can put these away in my container because otherwise I'll have too much and it'll just get confusing. I'll keep that. I will keep this little blue piece of ticking, our music, this red little snippet. Then I've got some lacy morsels here as well, which will help with some layering. That bit's lying around. So there we go. That's my project so far. So I've got, what did we end up doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's pretty good. There we go. I better check the list of names on my list. You know, Santa checks his list twice just to make sure that I've got enough to cover my basics. So that can be added. I might add a little bit more of this to my bits and pieces to work with when we start layering the next. So I'm tidying up as I go. I try so hard. Love that felt, but we don't need that. Okay, so there's my project board. Now it's a case of add the cotton. We need a needle. See, I won't get back to this tonight, probably not even the next night, but at least everything is laying here ready to go that I can just pick it up. Scissors, thimble, because the poor old fingers are getting a bit sore. Look, I've still got a hole in that. I think that's it. All right, guys. That's the first stage to prepping our backgrounds for our tags. And got some homework to do here. Better put my pins in amongst it. And yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, everyone. Gonna say goodbye. Gotta go to work. Gotta do my thing. So I will see you all in the next video. I'm not sure when part 2 of this will pop up. Might be in a few days' time. It's sort of going to be a mishmash of Christmas videos. So bear with me. And I will pop up in the next video, the next day after this one, a tour of the Christmas Shack, my 2 shops that I have. And they're looking absolutely brimming and gorgeous. So I want to do a video before they get shredded. So we will see you all then. Look after yourselves and bye for now.